Have you ever stopped to ponder the origins of the clothing we wear every day? The history of clothing is as rich and varied as human history itself. So buckle up and join us on a journey through time to the very beginnings of clothing and fashion. Our story begins roughly 100,000 years ago. The first clothing, if we can even call it that, wasn't a matter of style or choice, but of survival. Early humans tied animal skins and plant materials around their bodies using bone, shell, or thorn needles to sew them together. These rudimentary garments provided protection from the harsh elements and predators. Fast forward to around 5,000 years ago, in ancient Egypt, the Egyptians took clothing to a new level. Their attire, often made of linen, was more about status and occupation rather than necessity. The more elaborate the garment, the higher the status of the wearer. Moving on to ancient Greece and Rome, where clothing became an art form. The Greeks wore a simple garment called a chiton, while the Romans donned the toga. These garments, often made of wool or linen, were draped and fastened in various ways to create different looks. The Middle Ages brought about a significant shift in clothing. Clothing became more fitted and tailored, with men wearing tunics and women wearing gowns. Clothing started to reflect social status, with the wealthy adorning themselves in luxurious fabrics and intricate designs. The Renaissance era, between the 14th and 17th centuries, saw an explosion of fashion. Clothing became a means of expression with elaborate designs, vibrant colors, and luxurious fabrics. Fashion as we know it today was born. The Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries brought about mass production of clothing. The sewing machine was invented, making clothing more affordable and accessible. This period also saw the rise of fashion magazines, further fueling the fashion industry. In the 20th century, fashion became a global industry. Designers like Coco Chanel and Christian Dior revolutionized fashion, introducing new styles and trends. The rise of fast fashion in the late 20th century made fashion even more accessible, but also raised issues about sustainability and ethics in the fashion industry. Today, clothing is more than just a necessity. It's a means of self-expression, a reflection of our identity, and a significant part of our culture and society. To recap, we've journeyed from the necessity-driven clothing of early humans through the status symbol garments of ancient civilizations, the tailored outfits of the Middle Ages, the expressive attire of the Renaissance, the mass-produced fashion of the Industrial Revolution, to the global fashion industry of today. The history of clothing is a fascinating journey reflecting the evolution of human society and culture. So, next time you choose an outfit, remember the rich and varied history of the clothes you wear, and perhaps ponder what the future of clothing might hold.